When it comes to creating a video in which you're going to do training and potentially have vMerge, a presentation beside you, and you want to keep the core focus of your audience and your attendees, it's so important when working with video. There's several things to keep in mind. That is your video quality. If you're using a video camera, a webcam, it's important to take something that's 100% cotton, like a t-shirt or something, and wipe it off before, in fact, you begin the video. If you're going to use a professional camera, there's going to be things to keep in mind also as far as keeping your lens protected and the distance between you and the camera and the distance between the light and you. And we're going to cover some of that in this brief video. We're going to start off, first of all, just a little bit with the cameras. You literally can create a great video even if you're using a mobile device, iPad, and things like that, as long as you can get it can become stationary, where you can somehow fixate it where it's positioned. The cameras nowadays have such great quality based on the number of megapixels that they have that you can do a very good job. With that in mind, it's going to be terribly important to keep good eye contact on when you're talking to the viewers. And also when you illustrate something, you don't have to feel pressure if you're going to have a slideshow beside you. Even though you can't see it while you're recording, it's going to be important to refer to it. You could say, for example, take a look here at slide 3, and when they look, it'll actually be on the screen with it. So you don't be uncomfortable, be 100% comfortable to keep your voice and sound clear. So a couple things I do. Number one, I'm going to let you see, I picked up a mic at the Apple store. I have no idea what this costs. I used to use the Snowball. Oftentimes, the microphone that comes in your camera is good enough. I have a Logitech camera right now. I'm using one with my Mac Mini. I'm using a Logitech camera I picked up at Best Buy. Has a great microphone in it. So sometimes I leave that microphone. No one can tell the difference. The quality is good enough for what you'll be doing. When it comes to my DSLR, I ordered a microphone system that goes with it, because when you typically will use a camera like that, depending on the sound quality of the room, you may have an echo, or the sound may be distorted, or just too light, or picking up too much background noise. So microphones are important even with a camera such as that. You'll find that if you're using a mobile device or an iPad or something, as long as the camera is close enough, let's say if it's close enough, your voice will be picked up and it'll be fine. It's when you really start moving away distances, or you're outdoors, or where there's a lot of background noise and so forth, you can really mess up the quality of your course. And of course, people will not feel as comfortable paying for it or finishing the entire course. Now, when it comes to lighting, a lot of things have to come into play. Type of light, whether it's natural light from the outdoors, whether it's more of a yellow light or a white light. If you have a mixture of all of these, you're going to create a lot of challenges for your camera, because cameras usually do what's called white balancing. And with this white balancing, it's very difficult if the camera's confused. So there will be times you might have the white balance in many things is built in. Some of them are manual that you have to set it yourself. You want to create a lighting that is complementary to the room and your complexion. The wrong lighting will literally give you yellow teeth. If in fact, I think I probably can create that now. I'll turn off one of my white lights. No, it's not going to work this time, but sometimes they have a lighting that is very yellow. And it will take a white wall like that's behind me and make it yellow. So what you want to do is create a light that's consistent. Your camera can pick it up if your lighting is consistent. So if you're going to have yellow light, when I say yellow light, it means more of a warm lighting from a light bulb. Nowadays they have the incandescent bright white lights that are like halogen. Well, just be consistent with whatever type you're going to use. If you're going to use a fluorescent light above, don't mix it with other types of light. Use only fluorescent. Your camera will do the rest of the work. But have enough light. Illuminate the room around you, regardless of your complexion. You'll find you won't need as much if you're lighter complected. If you're darker complected, it's going to be important to have a more even lighting around you. So those kind of things are important. So when it comes to lighting, I like to do this. If I'm using my big camera behind me, I go to Home Depot, Walmart, or somewhere and get a few of these. Now, I personally, you never can overdo it because I don't know where when I'm traveling. I take these in my suitcase, I unscrew it, put all of these up in a little shell. I put maybe 2 to 4. When I travel to a hotel somewhere, because the hotels never have good lighting, if I have to do a video for trainings or for one of my companies, I do it all right there. I set it up. And what's neat about them is they have a nice little opening stand where you can grasp, you can hang it on the wall or anything, nice cord. I travel with my extension cords, little small brown or white extension cords, so that I at least can have good professional lighting when I do my camera work. Some of you guys have sent things in with some of the videos I may have done in the past that are commercial grade. You might think I'm using a real big studio. I'm not. I can't take that stuff with me everywhere, so I create my own. Now, when you do that, it's important to note when you use these lights, the bulb, depending on the type of light and the strength of it, you would take a white paper towel and use paper, not paper clips, but clothespins, and just tape it across so the light can go out evenly and be more pleasant and still complement you, your eyes, your skin, your teeth, your complexion. So if it's just bright like this, it's going to be like you're talking to the police and you can't get away, right? So you create a certain warmth that you have with this type of light. So, and when you have these lights up, it's important to keep them about 15 feet apart from you, right? Aiming at you, not aiming directly in your eyes or aiming at your belly. You want to even hit the, right? If I'm standing this height, if I'm at 5'7", 5'8", I want my lighting just a little bit above that and aiming down towards me. And in an even way, not just all of them. Sometimes some of you guys will get a camera and one side of your face is completely bright and the other's not. So, and it doesn't take much for that to happen. Lighting's important. Microphone's important. And finally, I'm a big believer that getting things done is more important than trying to make it perfect. So I'm going to tell you this. You can do A-OK with a webcam. Just make sure you wipe it off. And keep your distances clear. Have a microphone that's picking up your voice good enough, because what happens is if your voice is faint enough, disturbed enough, and lots of frequency, that'll destroy what people believe they're seeing and impair your course and be very painful for you as you look to earn a lot of money with your course. So there's a lot of neat things. We'll be giving up tips and tricks, and I'll have some resources available for you guys as time moves forward to really help you. But I'm going to tell you something. You can get a big thing of clothespins at a local store like Walmart or something of clothespins for your lighting. It costs you probably $1 or something. Go to a dollar store or something. None of the stuff's expensive. Paper towels aren't expensive. I can usually get 2 lights like this for $10, right? So this is not expensive stuff. It's just a matter of you getting yourself together. Now you can go get a big expensive studio too. Create that in your home. If you're like me, you travel a lot, can't use that all the time. So I keep my own special stuff at my desk. I have all kinds of special lights. Here's one of my lights, right? I can aim in there. I've got different types. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another one, right? This is one of those warm yellow lights. I aim it away from me, but yet enough to light the room. I have some above me now, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 lights within the area, plus the illumination from my monitor. I'm darker complected. I make sure there's light. It's actually 3:18 in the morning, so you can see how serious it is. It's important to have this. If I didn't have it, look what happens when I take the light away. And I take it away. Changing colors now, right? But it becomes more serious. Now what happens when I take the light away? What happens to the quality of film, right? What's happening right now as I change the lighting, you lose that. It doesn't take much to lose the quality that you'd want to have an impact on your course. So that's it. The camera now is fighting. It's fighting for balancing. It's fighting for trying to get the best possible resolution. Because this, even though it's a Logitech, it's a 1080p, but you're not going to see that's not going to get there without the lighting. So this is Dwayne Golden. Congratulations in advance on your course. Take care.